guys. My name is Becker. I'm the president of Lakeview Bankers. I'm here today with my partner, Paul Sortino, as well as Sandra Bulter, who is the owner of Caterpillar Real Estate Company.
Yes, sir. Hello, guys. I'm Sandra Bulter. I'm super excited to be here, broker and owner of Caterpillar Properties. I have my partner / son with me as well, and I'll let him introduce himself. But thank you guys so much for having us
happy
today.
you're here.
We're
Thank you so
excited
much
to
for
be
coming.
here. Absolutely.
They came all the way from Atlanta, Georgia.
All the way from Atlanta,
All the way from
Georgia.
Atlanta.
Yes.
To sit here in Massapequa, New York. This
Yes.
is fabulous. Now, but we're
Yes.
going to have an absolute blast tonight. It's a special reason why they're here. And then more importantly, they're going to check out our beautiful city and
Absolutely.
see what's amazing about it.
Thanks for having
Christmas
us.
time.
Thanks for having us.
Christmas time in New York.
That's right. It is
A
fabulous.
little cold, a little cooler than it is where you guys are from.
Definitely.
Just a little.
A little cool weather is good. We're prepared.
Well,
We're ready.
while you're here, you may have to buy a thicker jacket.
A
but
thicker
we'll figure it
jacket or more tequila, one or the other.
What's together?
out. Well, the tequila's more fun, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Definitely. So we appreciate you guys coming.
Absolutely.
What we'd like to do is we would like for you guys to explain exactly what Caterpillar does, how it began, and what the plans are going forward.
Wonderful. Well, Caterpillar Properties was born in 2015. So we initially started as a fix and flip company, right? We originated as a fix and flip company. We wanted something that was going to really embody what it was that we did in terms of the name. We wanted to come up with a name that really captured the essence of what we were about to do in terms of fixing and flipping in the metropolitan
Transformation.
Yes, transformation. You got it. So taking ugly houses and transforming them into beautiful homes is something that we have a great passion for, and so we named it Caterpillar Properties. And since then, we have grown into not just a fix and flip company, but we now own a full-fledged real estate brokerage in the Atlanta Buckhead area with currently 7 agents. So we're excited about the growth that we've experienced over this last year. We actually started our brokerage February of 2022. So we're super excited about that, and we're excited to go into 2023, not only with the partnership that we've formed with you guys, we're super excited about that, but we've got a lot of great things coming up, and I'll let Rob touch on some of that because it's going to definitely be very interesting for the audience.
Oh,
So,
pressure's on, Rob. What do you got
pressure
coming
is
up?
on.
Man, it's a lot of pressure, actually. So going into 2023, as you guys know, I'm looking to purchase in South Florida, but we're also looking to expand into South Florida as well. Cryptocurrency is also a big thing, and I've been in the crypto markets for about 6 or 7 years now, and now you're able to actually purchase and sell property with crypto, and it's seamless. So instead of a 30-day, closing period, you can close in 30 minutes with crypto. So that's something I've been studying and just keeping knowledge on and enlightening her. So now we're a crypto-friendly brokerage as well. And we just want to expand on that and kind of get that out there because that is also an option for a lot of crypto investors that, don't want to use the traditional way of closing on a house.
Right. I mean, not to bring up any bad news, but FTX is obviously all over the news. We can't avoid that. Putting that aside, obviously, we know crypto has obviously got some great potential in it when it's done the right way.
Definitely.
Do you have any concerns about what the federal government is discussing currently right now with crypto?
Honestly, I kind of just I keep engagement with what they have going on with the new policies, but it's constantly changing. It's forever changing. So until they have a solid plan, it's kind of like you just play it by ear.
When you don't understand something, you don't know how to regulate it. That's
Right.
where they're at.
So they're really trying to
don't
figure
know
out
how to
because
understand it.
it's changing every day. Every day it's something new. So they can't place policies fast enough to keep up with the technology. Technology changes so fast, and policies take
Yeah.
time. So there's a disconnect. But at the end of the day, just for anybody that invests in crypto, my suggestion is to keep your coins on a ledger, never on an exchange. People lost their money on FTX because they had their money on the exchange. Not they didn't hold their private keys. Not your keys, not your coins. That's kind of the motto we go by in the crypto world, to protect ourselves and our assets. So have
Which
a
is
ledger.
Actually, great advice because again, it's not like the banking industry where they're regulated.
No,
Correct.
not at all.
Way where it's okay if they hold your funds because they're insured. Where this
Exactly.
is not the same.
I think they're working towards regulation.
Yes, definitely.
There'll be a happy medium eventually.
Eventually.
Definitely. So 2023 is going to be exciting because, Miami's a crypto-friendly city in general. So I'm just ready to spread my wings in South Florida and kind of hit the ground running.
Exciting.
Good for you.
Great
Oh,
place
we're
to
going to have
be.
another place to visit.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
You're more than welcome. Come on.
Very excited about that.
So, Sandra, in regards to the Atlanta, Georgia area, how are you seeing the housing market?
Well, honestly, I know that everyone was spoiled, right? Everyone was spoiled with the interest rates, things of that sort. So I'm really in the process of just educating my clients and my agents on we're now entering into and have entered into a more regulated market where a lot of people are spazzing a little bit because they're thinking that we're going into like a heavy recession or even a crash like 08, 09, when in fact that's not the case. Far from it. But I think that we're now just getting into a space where we're more regulated. Things are just more stable, right, and leveled out. But the housing market is still thriving, very much so in the Atlanta metro area. Homes are still selling on a daily basis, right, even with the slightly higher interest rates, which we know that isn't really a high interest
And they're
rate.
starting to come down.
They're starting to come down, and we've certainly seen them higher than what they are currently. But it's always a good time, and I tell everyone it's always a good time to buy real estate. Hold on to it. You're marrying the house, not the interest rate,
That's a
right?
long-term
So
You marry the house, you rent the rent.
you rent the rate or date the rate,
Date the
right?
rate. There you
Right?
go.
You don't like the rate, toss it back, get a new rate, right?
Fix and flip.
Well,
and
the
that's the
average-
purpose, right. If
the
it's not a fix and
average
flip, it's a
mortgage-
long-term hold.
The average mortgage only lasts about 4 or 5 years.
Correct.
So in reality, we could see, in the 4s again, and then it could go back up to the 7s. So the reality
Absolutely.
is, if you love a house, and you could call it a home, especially a primary residence, what you should do is buy the property. The rates are relevant. It's a tax write-off anyway.
Totally.
And eventually, you can be at a rate where you want to be.
Absolutely. And then, of course, if rates continue to rise, now, you're locked in at the lower rate. So it's either way, it's a win-win. You get the house that you're in love with, and God forbid the rates continue to rise, and,
I mean, but that's what we're looking at is the underwriting process that was changed when there was that last crash you discussed. That's why it really won't happen this time.
Correct.
because It's not as if people can't afford the house.
Absolutely.
They can. They've been put through the ringer to make sure they can.
Absolutely.
So it's not really the same reasoning as to what there was a crash in the past. So
For sure.
solid earnings that people have had to prove in order to buy the house says that we're not going to have any type of market like that
Absolutely.
whatsoever. But we are seeing a slight softening because there was a slight hesitation, and that's what happens naturally when there's a hesitation in the market. There's a slight softening.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty much it. But
Yeah.
we think we see a landing because I think it was actually a positive sign yesterday that the Fed increased the rate by only 50 basis points. Again,
Right.
they stopped to 75, so that means he still sees there's rates going to go higher in the future, but we think a little bit less higher than where they are now.
Right.
A little higher than where they are now, but not as on a much higher. We think
That
the
is
ceiling is
drastic.
really close,
That
right?
Yeah,
is
not as
drastic as they
drastic.
first
Ceiling's
anticipated.
pretty close, right? With the Fed starting to back off a little bit, so that's
Yeah.
a good sign.
Yeah.
So again, what
Yeah.
we always tell people is too, if you wait until all that straightens itself out and then you try to buy the house, guess what? You're going to have to then be overpaying once again for the
Absolutely.
house in order to get it.
Absolutely. Agreed.
The other part that I want to question is the investment property real estate increasing in Atlanta? Because as we see, one of the things that kept increasing is rentals, which means if I'm buying properties, which we continuously do so, the rentals keep going up, so the rates really don't impact that.
Correct.
So
Correct.
you're seeing an increase in the investment.
We are seeing an increase on investor bought properties. We're seeing a lot of corporations purchase properties in bulk, as a matter of fact, right? They're coming in and actually buying up neighborhoods, which then they're converting into rental properties. And then we also have an influx of cash buyers, right? Also, from out of the country as well as within the country, we have a lot of cash buyers. So we see the investment side of things still being very affluent. A lot of our investor clients are starting to come and re-engage in conversations about buying portfolios and multiple properties because they understand where we're going in the market. We are turning into a heavy rental market in the Atlanta area. So now's the time, definitely. If you have cash,
It's
if you have
growing
any,
so fast.
absolutely, absolutely, and the rental
builders
rate
can't keep up with you.
exactly, and the rental rate is really high in Atlanta. You know, on average, you're not getting an apartment for less than $2,500. That's insane. That's insane. So what we can get for $2,500 in terms of a single family residency, it just makes sense for investors to come in and buy properties and rent them out. It's a lucrative business for them.
Right. The rate of return is very
Absolutely.
is there for investors.
Absolutely.
I got that. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. And even if,
Totally.
like you said, but as we mentioned before, even with the rates going higher, it didn't matter because the rents
It
also go higher.
totally doesn't
So
matter.
the percentage you're still earning, the rate of return is still basically the same.
Absolutely. And what are you guys seeing here in the New York area? How is that any different here? Or is it?
No, I mean, it's similar, but what's happening in New York is where there used to be bidding wars, houses now are going closer to asking
Okay.
and not above asking, which throws a monkey wrench into everything.
Right.
And we're seeing that, by them going for asking price as opposed to 10, 15%, it's becoming more affordable to people.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And I think that, as time goes on, prices will continue to come down a little bit.
Definitely.
Because that's one of the most important points we've been making to everybody is if rates go up, then the price does
Of
come
course.
down. It's just the way it works. You know, when rates are lower, sellers are in control and say, I want even more for my house because you can afford it with rates being so low. As rates go higher, they're going to get a little bit better price when you go to purchase your house. So in
Absolutely.
the end, it's virtually the same.
It is.
You can pay $800,000 for a house and have a rate of 3%, or you can pay, $650,000 for the house and have the rate of 5.5%, 6%, and the payment's going to be virtually the same.
Absolutely.
It's the same house.
Absolutely.
So that's really what you're at. And like
Yeah.
you said, if the house truly is that long-term marriage, then the lower the price you pay, the better. Right?
Absolutely. And I think it's just a matter of us educating our audience and our clients, right? It's just really getting them to understand that, like you said, Paul, if the interest rates are lower, of course, the home prices are higher and vice versa. So it's just educating them. I think it's a lack of education that keeps people from really pulling the trigger when it comes to home ownership.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that'll change. I think as the sentiment changes around the economy, I think that'll change.
The desire
Absolutely.
to be a homeowner and the desire to create a portfolio.
Totally.
Most definitely.
Right?
Totally.
Like you've been doing, is going to outweigh anything else because that's what is the key to long-term wealth as individuals, whether it's your individual retirement funds.
Exactly.
This is how I look at every home, or like I said, income when you have rentals. In the future, everything is about future income and
Absolutely.
future equity. So
Absolutely.
that's the way to go for sure.
Agreed. Love it.
Yeah, good. So, we're glad you guys came. I mean, tonight we're here for Lakeview's
Yes.
holiday party. So they came to celebrate with us, which we're very thankful for. And, we just want to have a great time, and we're really thankful. And we're going to be coming down to Georgia real soon.
Absolutely.
Most
Well,
Looking
definitely.
forward to it.
we had such a great time with you guys when you were in Atlanta,
Exactly.
if you guys
had
can
a ball.
remember.
We definitely remember, and we had a fabulous time, and
Now we're gonna
definitely
have
want to
another
come
place
back
to
and
go
do it
down
again.
to.
That's
Miami.
right.
Now we got Miami.
That's right.
Miami's in the pipeline for sure. So
There you go.
So we
I
are
look
definitely
forward to that.
excited to be here, and we thank you guys for inviting us
Thank you so much.
and having us in your beautiful facilities. The office is beautiful.
And we love working
So-
with you. We love the great example you
Absolutely.
set. And we really appreciate,
appreciate
you
you guys.
thinking of us. And like I said, we really, I look at you and I see a very bright future for my daughters.
Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Yes. And we absolutely adore our relationship with you guys. I mean, you are phenomenal lenders. Like, you get the job done. We love that. We're a no-nonsense kind of company, and we love that you guys are that as well. So
appreciate that.
we appreciate the partnership. We're excited to have finally announced that you guys are our preferred lenders. So we're excited about that. We're pushing that very heavily. But you guys have been amazing. So amazing that you're actually taking care of my most prized possession here. Like, if I can trust these guys with my kid.
no, they make sure everything's in order and everything's
Yes.
straight. They've been taking care of me, so
Yes.
I appreciate you guys for
Been
that.
amazing.
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
Very much. That's the greatest compliment.
For sure.
That is the greatest.
For sure. You guys are phenomenal.
Looking forward to later as well. We'll have some fun and we'll,
Yes.
we'll
Looking forward to
continue
a great
filming
future
later too.
together as well.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Thank you so much, guys.
Absolutely. Thank
Thank
you
you,
guys for
guys.
having us. Thank you.